You're on the train headed home, and though the scene might feel unexpectedly charged, even erotic, it's simply a masterclass in subtle emotion. There's no sex, just raw intensity, and that sums up Diane Lane's journey. Appearing on the cover of Time at 14, a millionaire with an angelic face by 18, a teenage star pursued by Hollywood, yet growing quieter as she rose. Only at 59 did she admit affairs with co-stars long suspected but never confirmed. From a youthful icon in A Little Romance to that haunting ride in Unfaithful, where the train scene became legendary not for action but silence, she's taken on emotionally complex roles, endured 2 failed marriages, a controversial arrest, and endless rumors. But behind the sorrowful eyes, who is she? Born January 22, 1965 in New York, to nightclub singer and Playboy centerfold Colleen Farrington and acting coach-turned-taxi driver Burton Lane, Diane's parents separated when she was just days old. Custody passed. She lived with her father, moving between residential hotels, riding along in his cab, growing up fast amid bohemian artists, stages, and the instability that shaped her independence. At 15, she emancipated herself, flew to LA with Christopher Atkins in a reckless act born of too much freedom too young, moved in with friends, finished high school by correspondence, only for her mother to abduct her, prompting a custody battle and a 6-week return to Georgia before she came back to New York and didn't speak to her mother for 3 years. That turbulent upbringing, salted meat, lawnmower fixing, living simply with a Pentecostal grandmother, grounded her in Hollywood's chaos. Starting her film career at 13 with A Little Romance opposite Laurence Olivier, she wasn't just a pretty face. Olivier dubbed her the new Grace Kelly, and Time proclaimed her one of Hollywood's whiz kids. She continued in films like Touched by Love, Six Pack, Rumble Fish, The Outsiders, Streets of Fire, and The Cotton Club, often under the direction of Francis Ford Coppola, earning early wealth, but also typecasting as the ideal girlfriend, blurring lines between character and public persona. She learned survival amid fame, realizing great acting isn't enough if you let others write your story. In 2002, she demanded to be heard, not just seen in Unfaithful, portraying Connie with depth and quiet betrayal. The train scene, no dialogue, just trembling hands, dazed eyes, was shot in one inspired take after the crew had stopped filming. Critics hailed it. The power of emotion through stillness earned her an Academy Award nomination and Hollywood Film Awards Actress of the Year, and redefined her image as a true actor, not a girlfriend role. She followed with Under the Tuscan Sun, 2003, playing Frances, a recently divorced woman rebuilding herself, which earned her a Golden Globe nomination and resonated deeply with women rediscovering themselves post-loss, portraying rebirth unglamorously but humanly, freeing herself from teen star labels. She then embraced quiet, imperfect women in roles like the drifting wife in A Walk on the Moon, 1999, carrying emotion in her eyes, not words, and Secretariat, 2010, where she played Penny Chenery, a horse breeder who defied male expectations. Here Diane declared, "I don't play the lover anymore, I play the leader." In Trumbo, 2015, she stepped back as Cleo Fincher, the silent anchor of a blacklist-era family, conveying weight with presence, not speeches. In Nights in Rodanthe, 2008, reunited with Richard Gere not as youthful lovers, but as 2 wounded souls, their chemistry lived in glances and silences. Known for a calm, reserved public image, Diane broke her quietness in a 2005 Esquire interview, confessing, simply, that she'd had affairs with Timothy Hutton and Christopher Atkins, lending truth to long-standing rumors with honesty, transforming chip-on-shoulder innocence into nuanced complexity. Her marriages reflected this quiet strength. With Christopher Lambert, 1988 to 1994, she co-parented their daughter Eleanor Jasmine with grace and genuine friendship. With Josh Brolin, 2004 to 2013, she endured turmoil, including a police-called incident in December 2004, yet kept silent, pressed no charges, and walked away quietly in 2013, again choosing retreat, motherhood, and resilience over spectacle. Off-screen, Diane defies perfect image. On a talk show, she laughed she's better at playing someone who can cook. In reality, she orders takeout, and she shares a quirky love for thigh-high boots and antique furniture, yoga, horse riding, quiet walks with her daughter Eleanor, her grounding light. She avoids rebranding, stunt feminism, or noise. Silence is not emptiness but strength. For her, Fame's power ends where emotional truth begins. Ranked 79th on VH1's 100 Greatest Kid Stars and lauded as one of the most attractive stars over 40. Not for chasing beauty, but embodying resilience and aura. Diane never plays the same role twice. From Connie to Frances to Martha Kent, each character is a layered story, peeling back fear by fear. Few actresses sustain a thriving career past 40, but she hasn't just lasted. She's evolved. She doesn't chase the spotlight. She acts because it's part of her lifeblood. On screen, she moved from politics in House of Cards, 2018, to Slim Keith in Feud, Capote vs. The Swans, 2024, earning an Emmy nod and redefining mature, fearless acting nearly at 60. She lives minimalist. No mansions, no loud social media, just yoga, horses, gardening, reading, health, and time with Eleanor, born 1993, now a model and freelance writer. She embraces aging, the privilege of wrinkles as memories, not surgery. No manifesto, just living quietly extraordinary, leaving her mark through silence. Is she an underrated powerhouse or a star who burned and faded? Her legacy is honesty in craft and life. When she cries, we hurt. When she's silent, we understand. And long after tabloid frenzy fades, her presence stays.